Google is giving their assistant a screen, Byton shows off their brand new electric car, and did SpaceX lose their recent rocket? Hey you, it's me, Curtis P. It's time for some coffee. Starting off today's show with some CES news here. A brand new company called Byton is showing off a very cool looking new electric car, which they hope to bring to the US market in 2020. The Chinese-based electric vehicle startup says their first SUV vehicle will be released in China next year, then in America in 2020. The car has some pretty amazing specs on the inside of what they're calling the shared lounge. The dashboard of the car features a 19 by 9-inch display, something no other car has at this time, and you can control the display and other features of the car using your voice control, touch input, or gesture control. The company is even building facial recognition into the sides of the car, so it'll act more like a key. Basically, you just walk up to the side of the car, it sees your face, and boom, you're right in. Along with all of those features, the car also has built-in Amazon Alexa for any questions you may have while you're driving. Overall, the car itself will have a max range of 520 kilometers or 323 miles on a single charge, and the company themselves say that they can recharge the car up to 80% in just 30 minutes, which is a pretty bold statement. The four-wheel drive SUV will start at $45,000, and again, the company hopes to have it on the market by 2020, but who knows what'll happen. Overall, I hope the company can pull this all off because it looks pretty great, but then again, we've seen this type of hype before from a Chinese car company called Paradis Future, and well, they aren't doing so well anymore. It's not easy to create a car company. I think people often forget that. Some more cool announcements coming out of CES, as Google has announced they're going to release a new set of Google Home smart devices with screens this year. The company is teaming up with JBL, Lenovo, LG, and Sony to build the Google Assistant into many new devices, including these small tablets. Now, don't get these confused with full-on Android tablets, because that's not what they are. They can't run full-on apps. Anything done on the device is basically done over voice interface, though there are some situations where you can touch the screen. Overall, the displays will allow Google Assistant to show off photos, your calendar, get you directions, or even help you with recipes or video conferencing. Again, the devices are set to hit the market this summer. Another big announcement by Google this week is that they're combining all of their mobile payment systems into one brand new one called Google Pay. So no longer will there be Google Wallet and Android Pay, it's now just Google Pay. Similar to Apple Pay, you'll be able to use Google Pay at an NFC terminal, but you can also use it online inside of the Chrome browser. Currently, Airbnb, Fandango, Hungry House, and Instacart have all signed on to support Google Pay. Razer is showing off an interesting new concept at CES this year. The company is working on a new laptop that uses the Razer phone as its heart. The Project Linda laptop dock allows you to dock your Razer phone in the touchpad location and then use the phone in a laptop-type configuration. No word on when or if this will even be released in the future, because of course, we're still waiting for Razer to announce more information about that big CES laptop Valerie from last year. Some interesting new Apple rumors have started to fly, as it sounds like the company could be getting ready to announce a brand new iPhone SE2. The company's smallest and cheapest phone is expected to get a processor upgrade, moving from the A9 to the A10 chip, and possibly a brand new glass back to support wireless charging like the rest of the current iPhone line. And the HomePod might be very close to launch, as rumors are saying the company is about 4 to 6 weeks out from releasing the HomePod to customers. The HomePod, which is Apple's new home speaker solution, was originally scheduled to be released in December, but was pushed back for an unknown reason. But the HomePod could face some steep competition in the market, as both Amazon's Echo and Google Home have been selling really well over the past holiday season. And last for today, let's talk a little bit more about that recent SpaceX launch, because the news starting to go around is that the launch didn't go as they would have liked. The backstory here is that on Sunday, SpaceX launched a secret government satellite called Zuma, which was built by the government contractor Northrop Grumman. Now, normally with SpaceX launches, they'll broadcast the entire launch and payload release in space. But because of the classified nature of this launch, SpaceX ended their live stream feed shortly after takeoff when the main booster rocket landed back on Earth. Now, originally everything was thought to have gone well, but new reports by the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg are saying the Zuma satellite crashed back to Earth right after launch. Bloomberg reporting that the upper stage of the Falcon 9 rocket failed and the satellite didn't separate from the rocket. But when SpaceX was asked about the rocket launch, they stated, "We do not comment on missions of this nature, but as of right now, reviews of the data indicate Falcon Falcon 9 performed nominally, which of course means SpaceX think the rocket launch went off well for their rocket. But some further digging reveals that one part of the spacecraft that holds the payload into the actual rocket could be the culprit. Normally, SpaceX themselves would build their own payload adapter, basically so the rockets can actually carry their payload into space, but due to the sensitive nature of this launch, Northrop Grumman actually built their own adapter. And it appears this may be the reason for the failure of the satellite. Once in space, it looks like the payload adapter might have actually failed to separate from the satellite, and thus the satellite was basically unusable. Now, at the time of noticing this, the government might have instructed SpaceX to actually send its second stage and the Zuma rocket back into the Earth atmosphere and thus burning it up on re-entry. This is really the only way SpaceX could actually come out and say, hey, their Falcon 9 actually performed really well, even though many rumors pointing to the satellite launch didn't go well. Now, there are some other possibilities here, the other one being that the satellite itself might have malfunctioned, sending itself back into the Earth atmosphere and then again burning up. But right now, there's just so little information to go off of, so until the government actually issues some form of statement, we may never really know what happened to the Zuma satellite. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you hit that like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button and join the notification squad so you can stay up to date on all of the latest videos I post throughout the week. Of course, if you missed Monday's show, you can click or tap right over there to check it out. And until Friday, everybody, I'm Curtis Paradis. Have an amazing day.